You're on.
All right. All right. Welcome to Single Tree Nation, Mr. Brent Odell.
How's it going?
My man, partner, man, myth, the legend, IT guru. What more from Kansas City? So you know everything there is to know about barbecue, which makes me happy.
Except for when I try to tell you what I know about barbecue.
That always makes a pitmaster happy, right?
Exactly.
Look, man, I appreciate you coming in. I know this is not fun for you. But I will tell you that inside I am really giddy about how this is making you feel.
That's the main reason I came, just to provide you enjoyment.
Look, I don't get many days off, which you know, but having you here is providing some excitement for me.
I think that's the real reason you ever have me come work the truck. You know, you're just having a rough day. It's like,
this is
I need to make fun of.
No, this is way more fun than that.
No, this is cool. It's really surprising now.
So
set up in here.
So I wanted you to come on and for us to really kind of talk about not only, where we're at today, but, go back to 2 years ago.
Wow.
Drinking scotch and coming up with this crazy idea to start a food business in the middle of a pandemic. I thought it would be really cool for us to just have a conversation and chit chat about, the start of it, what your ideas were, what got you so interested in it, what keeps you interested in it.
Absolutely.
When you have a business partner that puts you in positions to be extremely uncomfortable, like being on the news and having to dance.
Yeah, that video got shown all around Thanksgiving. That was a blast. And Kim said, my wife Kim, you could see the moment where I turned to look at you and decide I don't like you anymore.
Look, it was fun, man. It was fun. It was
definitely
not. I don't look. I didn't really like the dancing part either. Just being honest, but it was a lot of fun. So. I guess, what we do on the show, which we've talked about in depth, but for everybody in this world, that's going to be listening to this, why don't you give them your elevator pitch, right? I tell everybody, give me 60 seconds of who you are, what you do, and, encompass Single Tree, outside of Single Tree.
Absolutely.
All that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah. So I've been in the technology business for 20 plus years, various different roles and everything like that. And over the last couple of years before you and I started this, I decided I want to get more into the business side. So I was doing that professionally. And then I started taking my MBA and I said, you know what? I want to start my own business. It's been a dream of mine forever. And just the idea of being your own boss, but more importantly, being able to deliver something that you're passionate about to people. And so I was looking for something like that. And the technology side, it's just not something I'm passionate about that way. And I was looking for different opportunities. And that's when, of course, you also happened to go through your situation with Bar Louie at the time. And
I got fired. You can say it. It's all right. Well, pick me. Hi, guys. Yeah. Anybody from Bar Louie watching this, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
For the opportunity of getting fired. I appreciate it very much.
Oh, we're going to talk about how we're going to put a plaque in the booth that started this at Bar Louie. So we'll get that. But it was just one of those moments of everything kind of came together with Single Tree, because I remember I was sitting at a softball game and I saw a post. I think it was either you or Sarah, your wife, that had posted a picture of a truck. And it was kind of like a tongue in cheek. And I remember looking at that. I wonder if he's really thinking about that. And that's when I reached out to you and said, hey, what are you thinking here? And you said, let's talk.
Let's fucking go.
And then when you mentioned barbecue, everything kind of came to light. Because when you just said the truck, I was just thinking of food truck. I know you got the experience in the restaurant, but I didn't know if barbecue was your passion. And it was really cool to hear that, because when I moved down here 12 years ago, that was probably the first thing that I realized is there's good barbecue, but there's no great barbecue for somebody coming from a brisket-based barbecue, like Kansas City.
Yeah, for sure.
And whenever I tried that, tried your brisket the first time, that's it. That's when I was ready to write the check and said, let's go.
Yeah, man.
That brisket is amazing. And everything that you've added to that, it's not just great food, but watching you interact with the customers, how much the value and the experience is important to you, not just serve as much food to make as much money. It's about bringing joy to customers. All of that just fit right in with what my vision of a future would be. So it's been a great partnership so far.
I love it. I love it, man. Yeah, it's been an interesting journey, to say the least, right?
There's some great stories from
hot water heaters to Wi-Fi issues, all kinds of fun stuff, right? So, what would you say, over the last 2 years, we've gone through some hills and valleys for
Absolutely.
sure, right? And every single day seems to be a different struggle.
Yeah.
There's always something, right? What would you say that you've learned? What was probably been the biggest lesson that you've learned in your restaurant journey,
Yeah.
which has been, 2 years long now?
Absolutely.
So in the start of this business to today, what do you think the biggest thing you've learned is?
I think number one is going to be that
I'm cranky.
As a customer, a customer's point of view, being a consumer of barbecue is a whole lot different than being a server of barbecue. So, we've had those discussions where it's like, oh, as a customer, I'd love this. But you've pointed out, we got to think about the operational aspects. We got a small little truck, just throwing another menu item may sound tasty and great, but being able to execute that, right? We got to keep those ticket times down. We got
waffles.
We're getting waffles one day. That's my only thing. I think it's in our ownership agreement. Waffles will be there
somewhere.
So that's been the big thing, is understanding the operational side and how difficult running a restaurant is, because you got so many moving parts that have got to come in, as well as keeping it simple. You and I have both gone through this over the last 2 years, that in that first year, we didn't really focus on keep it simple. I know you did from a food standpoint, but I really love when we actually built the mission statement and then brought that back in to our experience. And now it's something that anytime something new comes up, that's the first thing.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. How do we do this simply? And that helps improve the operations. It helps us kind of have a point of view of where we're going to go. And it becomes that, I think you called it the North Star, right?
Yeah.
Are we going the right direction? Does this fit our mission? And is it keeping it simple? Is it on brand in that aspect? And so those have been some really exciting things that have tweaked me in not only how we run this, but how, basically I run a lot of things now. I think about it. I use it on the personal side quite a bit. Am I overcomplicating? Because I have a tendency to do that. I overthink, I overcomplicate. So it's been a helpful way.
Do, man. We all have these grandiose ideas of building something or doing something, and most of the time it's the easiest way to do it is the simplest way to do it.
Exactly. Start simple and let it grow.
Let it build. Right. Yeah. It's good stuff, man. It's really good stuff. What, I don't know if I've ever asked you this, but what is your favorite menu item at Single Tree Barbecue?
Take a hoe cake and put anything on it.
But hoe cake. For those of you who don't know what a hoe cake is, that is a griddled piece of cornbread. We take cornbread and just flap it down on the grill.
Get that crispy outside, that sweetness in the middle, and you throw some pulled pork or some brisket on there. You get a little salt and sweet in that, and then.
Well, you haven't had the newest item on the menu.
Oh, my mouth's been watering.
It's not live yet, but the barbecue burrito, or what'd you call it yesterday? A Tennessee tornado?
Well, we're gonna have to come up with something better than barbecue burrito, because we look at our menu. You got a redneck taco, you got a sticky hog, you got all these great names. But
we'll figure something out. Barbecue burrito is where it's sitting right now. I can't do the Tennessee tornado.
That's fair.
I don't know if well, I can't say that out loud. It's a little much, but it's really good, man. That flour tortilla with the smoked pepper cheese and the beans and the pulled pork and the coleslaw, the chipotle mayo in there and the barbecue sauce, man, it hits on another level.
Are you using the Blue Porch cheese?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's the Blue Porch smoked pepper cheese.
That stuff's good.
Cynthia's amazing. She's going to be a guest on our show very soon.
That'll be fun.
Super excited about that.
She's going to bring samples, right?
I hope so.
I may come back for that one.
Yeah, man. She does some stellar stuff with her food, man. It's pretty incredible. And it's like I tell people all the time about the restaurant business. One of the things that I love about and respect about that restaurant is simply just the authenticity of their hospitality.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just flat out genuine hospitality every time you walk in there. They truly care. They want people to be happy. They serve good food. It's great, but the hospitality is on another level.
That's what brings people coming back.
Yeah, it's absolutely fabulous. So, all right, so on every show, Mr. Brent, we ask our guests a couple of random questions, just some randos, just to throw out there for you. Okay. In this segment, we're going to ask you a random question of if you could meet and have dinner with any barbecue legend, since you're new to the barbecue world.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
Who would it be? And what would you want to learn from them?
Being from Kansas City, I'm going to have to go with Gates. The guy that started Gates Barbecue is, I believe, is a pair of brothers. They really grew from something small into something a lot of people know, especially up in that region. And that'd be really interesting to hear their story. How did they get into it, and find the parallels with what we're going through, and also understand what kind of challenges that they faced. I'm not saying we necessarily want to be in that same realm of where Gates has become,
Right.
because while it's great barbecue still, the experience obviously changes with growth and things. So that's one reason I'd love to understand what took them that path, so that we could experiment and look at that and keep our true brand without maybe going down some of the negatives that have happened in that. So, yeah, it would have to be somebody like that, because Gates Barbecue really started, if not all, a lot of Kansas City style barbecue.
Yeah. Gates, if you're listening, we need you on the show, man. Single Tree Nation. Look me up. Let's go. Come on the show. We'll talk about your story. We'll tell the world. And yes, I'm not shy. I'll ask the question nobody wants to ask. So, all right, cool, man. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Gates Barbecue. Yeah.
Yeah, they get very similar to the way you do things. It's about the experience too. You walk into a Gates store in Kansas City. I mean, they're yelling, "Hi, may I help you?" from across the room, and
right.
they're moving through fast, and it's just a whole experience thing. So that's another thing, is it reminds me a little bit of this. There's a lot of nostalgia from back home of going to the Gates Barbecue. And if anybody ever comes up the truck when I'm working, that's the way I try to. I don't yell it like Gates, but you'll hear me say, "Hi, may I help you?" And that's just my little mental throwback to Gates.
Right. I love it. That's outstanding, man. It's good stuff. What do you think is the best thing about Single Tree Barbecue? I know you're kind of partial, but what do you think is the best thing that we do?
Care about the customers. I mean, honestly, we get amazing food. You prepare some great stuff. But on top of that, the fact that you, me, whoever's working that truck, we really care about that customer experience. We want to make sure they're experiencing the best food and the best entertainment that we can here at Cedar Glade. Whatever it is, we want to take care of that customer, and we want to do it right. And that's just something I personally believe in and value a lot as a customer. That's what I want. And so I think it's something I think we do extremely well as Single Tree. We think about that customer.
Yeah, I am, with it being just after Thanksgiving, anytime you get into the holiday season, everybody always thinks about the things that they're thankful for and the stuff that they've done through the year. And I'd always go back to how thankful I am for the community that we have.
Yeah.
And I say all the time that you can't raise a child, or it takes a village to raise a child, and it takes a community to build a business.
Absolutely.
And as owners of businesses, it's our responsibility to give back to the community and help as much as we can. We expect them to come see us and spend their hard-earned money with us, right? We should give back and help. And I think a lot of times businesses forget, the only people, or business owners forget, I should say, the only people that can fire them are the customers that come and see them every day.
That's right.
And if they fire us, then, well, we don't have a job. If we don't have a job, we don't have a house. So those are very difficult things to process sometimes. And I'm just grateful and thankful for everything that this community has given us, and having a very supportive business partner in yourself, and and family that is bless their hearts is what My wife, oh my Lord, honey, if you listen to this, I love you. Thank you. I appreciate everything that you do, because I am not the easiest person to deal with every day. And
Well, I just have to add in there my wife as well. We got a lot of stuff going on. 5 breast cancer last year while we were starting this business up. Not only is it horrible to go through that experience, but also to try to continue to build it. Her patience and her willingness to support all the things that I got going on right now. I'm with you. We got some great partners.
It's been incredible to have the support system that both of us have, and continuously grow this brand, and get bigger and bigger and better and bigger and better every year and every week. And thankful for being able to park the trailer at Cedar Glades and partner with Jonathan and Lacey and Jeremy over here. And they've been incredible business partners to help us continuously grow as well, which is just outstanding. And now we have some employees on our team with Gabriel and Codgel, and looking to bring on more. Talked to 2 different fellas today that I really like. We got a partnership with MTSU coming up.
That's huge.
Well, by the time this airs, we'll all have already started, but we're going to be in the concession stands for MTSU. So you'll be able to see my ugly mug at MTSU, and
go ahead and try the barbecue anyways.
Yeah. Don't worry about the ugly guy in the back making it.
We got to come back though, the community side that you were bringing up. I'm really passionate about that. I'm looking forward to more ways we could contribute. And I love that in our mission statement, we built in, building up community through the perfect plate of barbecue. I want to continue to find more. So I know veteran experience has been something that you and I have been really exploring where we could go down that. And so if anyone has more ideas of how we can support the community as we continue to grow, because as you said, growing with the community is part of our growth plan.
We partner with the Atlas program right now, which is absolutely incredible program. They help the almost 900 families and children that are homeless in our county and inside of our schools. You bring me a can, I give you 10% off, which is incredible. Because they're completely out of food. I was actually talking to them a couple of days ago. They're going to be coming and picking up the cans that we have, which we have a couple hundred cans now, but
that's awesome. That's a huge shout out to the community that's been able to support us in that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, it's like I said, it takes the whole community, man.
Love it.
And we want to help any way we can. And I think if people want to get involved and help the community, it doesn't take as much effort as you think. And bringing me a can of peas is getting involved.
Absolutely.
Right. That's helping a family that wasn't going to eat. So yeah, like you said, if there's any other people out there that want to get involved, want to come, just high five me and brainstorm, let's do it.
Absolutely. There's a lot of great causes out there.
All right. What's the most interesting thing you've learned in partnering with me over the last 2 years?
Oh, with you directly?
Yeah, with me directly.
Patience.
I have patience, or you need patience?
I need patience. I'm a very impatient person by fault. That's something I know. I want to do something. I want to do it right away. And sometimes that's a bad thing because I'm not thinking it through. I'm just like, hey, because in the software world, it's a lot about get it out there, let's try it, and let's fix it.
Yeah.
It doesn't work so well in the restaurant world because you got so many things to do to get ready to try it. And it's not a flip of a switch or a cut a line of code to make a change. So patience, it doesn't mean that you're an impatient person. It's, I got to let you take an idea, digest it a little while, and then have good productive conversations. And I say productive because sometimes those are going to be conflicting. Those are going to be, but there's the good conflict. And that's something I think that we have really been able to, anybody you're going to partner with in a business, you need to find somebody that is going to conflict with you productively. You don't want that yes person. You don't want the person that is going to bend to your will. You want somebody that's going to challenge you. And sometimes that challenging results in a, let's take a step, grab a beer. But it's that patience for me to understand how to work with you and the ideas and know that not all of my ideas are going to be great or even right, but we can continue to
either.
learn. Exactly. And we bounce each other's ideas. So I'd say
Water heater.
patience. That was both of us.
Water heater.
Yeah, the water heater.
So the backstory on a water heater real fast and we'll move on. But when we opened this business, Rutherford County, you have to have a certain amount of gallons of clean water ratio to dirty water ratio. The trailer wasn't set correctly because it was built in a different county, different state. So in doing so, we had to change some configuration in our in our trailer, and we went through a number of renditions that were really costly comparative to what the ultimate fix was. And the ultimate fix was just changing the water heater that we had, which could have saved us a ton of time and money and energy and effort. And
it goes back to our mantra, keep it simple. I think that was the day it was born.
Yeah, that was the light bulb ding.
Yeah,
Trent, we need a light bulb to go off right there. That would, I mean, good Lord, what a debacle that was. But it was, look, all the things that we've screwed up along the way, I think we've done pretty well so far. So a lot of really cool stuff coming with the MTSU deal. We're in talks with some retail places for our barbecue sauce to go out, so you can get that at a store near you. Not there yet, but we're in the negotiation processes.
Don't forget, you can still get that online, singletreebarbecue.com.
Yes, you can. We got some other business avenues we've been discussing as well. And then Single Tree Nation is launched. By the time you're hearing this, it will have been launched. So really cool stuff. Lots of great things. I think this whole idea started with an investment and grew into what it is today.
Yeah.
And it started with, hey, we want to do X, Y, and Z with a business, and we've made that business mean more than just dollars and cents.
I grew from that first spreadsheet you and I worked on that first week to something that, and I think that's another learning, is that I've learned, business is not just about the numbers, it's the passion and the pride that goes into it after the fact. While I'm not the one cooking on the truck, I'm not the one mixing up the recipes, I'm damn proud of what we've accomplished through all of this. And it's going to be amazing where we go over the future. That's really exciting to me.
Yeah. I'm pretty stoked. It's for those of you who don't know, Single Tree was started, based off of my grandfather's farm in Bell Buckle, Tennessee. When you pulled down that driveway, it looked like there was just one big tree sitting up on the ridge. Papa George was a 27-year vet of the United States Army, a lawyer, a federal judge, always wanted to have a restaurant. So when we started this, the name was just kind of fitting, right? It just spoke, I think, to all of us, and means way more than just barbecue.
Absolutely.
Right. So all of our blood, sweat, and tears goes into it every single day. Some days more than others.
So I got to go back to one question you asked me. What have you learned? Because you've been in the restaurant business for so long, that's been your primary profession. But after you got out of the military, as I understand it, you have to have learned something in the last 2 years as well. What about you?
Man, I've learned a lot. I told somebody the other day, I was talking to him about, start your own business, they said.
I think we mutter that to ourselves once a week.
And I think I do it daily. It's, but I think, the biggest thing I think I've learned is simply how much I didn't know about the restaurant business. I thought after 26, 27 years of being in the restaurant and being a multi-unit executive and traveling the country and being a part of, board meetings and I thought I knew everything there was to know about restaurants. And I realized real quick that I didn't know shit about restaurants. I knew how to run corporate restaurants.
Right.
And, when you're when you're in a corporate restaurant as a multi-unit executive, you're not in charge of making sure the accounting's done. You know, you don't have to, which we talk about, you don't have to make sure the taxes get paid on all
Very
levels.
important, by the way.
On all levels.
That's right.
PSA, don't make that mistake.
Yeah.
Pay your taxes.
Get a good CPA. Very important.
Yeah, good CPAs are great. The social media and marketing side of it, I had no clue, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and I didn't have a clue about, I knew how to interact with guests.
Yeah.
I knew how to prepare recipes. I didn't realize taking a recipe or a menu that I designed and have tweaked and designed and redesigned over the years. I didn't think about it not fitting in 144 square feet and being able to execute it flawlessly. You know,
adding the size of the truck really changes the profile.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, most of the restaurants I've worked in were 5, 6, 7, 10,000 square feet.
Yeah.
144 square feet makes a big difference. You know,
when 3 people is the most you can have on there, it makes a big difference.
It's a huge difference. So, you know, I think learning what I didn't know, and having to come to the realization that I don't know it, which is not a very fun place to be.
Yeah.
But then being able to have the humility to go, okay, hey, I don't know this.
Yeah.
And having to learn it.
Well, that also led to reaching out to a lot of people in the restaurant community, which has also helped you, not only you personally grow, but also get some experience across the brands. And we got some great partners. Not official partners, but people that you talk with on a regular basis.
I mean, you know, Sean Walchef, Troy Hooper, Stover. I mean, there's countless people, John Iannucci, Tony Weiner. I mean, I talk to all kinds of different people on a regular basis that are in all different areas of leadership in different companies. And I think because of that and building those relationships has really helped me, one, learn what I didn't know, and learn at an accelerated rate.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, if you go back to the beginning of this year, what I thought I knew about social media, what I thought I knew about podcasting, which I still don't know anything about. This is all off the hip.
This looks cool.
Yeah. Trent's amazing.
Yeah.
There's another one of those sound bites. Trent is amazing. Trent is amazing. I love it. That's going to have to be a running thing in all of our shows now, Trent. So, but I didn't know what I didn't know. So now learning that social media is not just for keeping track of your buddies from when you were in grade school and high school and college.
Yeah.
There's true ways to make connections and genuine connections through social media. We had a lady from Sweet Rosie's bakery outside of Kansas City come to Nashville this last weekend.
It's amazing.
And decided that she wanted to come down and hang out with us, and brought her entire family, her husband, her kids, and everybody. They came and ate Saturday because I met her through social media on one of the Clubhouse calls that I'm on, which is every Wednesday and Friday at noon Central Time.
Love it.
Digital hospitality at its finest. Come check us out on Restaurant Influencers.
Yeah, as I remember that first year, if you remember, there was one day we were driving around scouting some locations when we were looking at that, and we were talking about social media, and I remember bringing it up as like, yeah, you're gonna have to start doing some videos and things like that, and your response was, yeah, I mean, if I find time.
Yeah.
And it's really picked up now that we realize that it's not just an extra nice to have. It really is about core part of business today.
I think in today's world, social media it's old school. Back in the day when I first started in the restaurant business, it was TV ads, it was mailers, it was coupons, it was the yellow pages. You know, I mean, ask one of your kids right now if they know what a yellow pages is. You know, I mean, it's comical what the response will be.
Yeah.
But now so many people they don't even, I mean, you get past 30 years old, most people don't even use Google look up a business anymore.
Yeah.
If they do, then they go to their social media pages of their TikTok or their Instagram or their Facebook or
Well, that's the first
Twitter
things that
or
pop
whatever,
up, right? You do a
right?
search for
Yeah.
Single Tree. One of the first ones is our
Yeah.
Facebook and
You
our
start
Instagram.
looking at all of that stuff, and you look at that to decide whether you're going to go eat there or not.
Absolutely.
I met a guy yesterday. That was the sole. He was like, "Oh yeah, I saw you on Instagram."
Well, and the review side of things really just spreads the old word of mouth, right? And
Yeah,
back in the day, it was about telling your brother, telling your best friend about this place. And now we get that outreach by people leaving great reviews, which 5 stars, gotta love it. We're still there.
Look, I want to. Yeah, I know.
That was a good day.
It's near and dear to my heart, Brent.
Yeah. It's not just a ego thing with 5 stars for us. It truly means that it's a reflection of what we put into the business about building a reputation with customers, that it's actually true, that people feel it. And that's what makes me so proud about the 5 stars.
We're not perfect. We make mistakes. And
you've seen my brisket cutting. We make lots of mistakes.
It's getting better. It's getting better. It's not about being perfect and having 5 stars on all platforms, although it's amazing and it really makes me feel happy about life when I see it. It's more about just the level of service and the experience that we provide.
Yeah, like I said, it feels more of a validation in that what we're trying to get out there, people are feeling.
Yeah, for sure. It's one of my favorite things.
Love it.
For sure. So, all right. Look, I think we have a long runway to go. I think we're going to get there. I think we're going to go very low and very slow for a very long time.
Yep.
The first couple of years has been spectacular. The learnings have been vast. And that's why I tell you, I think the biggest thing I've learned was just not knowing how much I didn't know.
Yeah.
When it comes to the food, I think, okay, I got a pretty good handle on it. I'm not a great chef. I'm not. There's people that are way better at cooking than I am. I just do it my way.
Well, it's more than just the food. Like I said, it's your ability to produce a great product, but also a great experience and how we treat those customers and how do we add back. It's that whole package. That's Single Tree. It's not just great food. It's everything.
Yeah. Good deal. All right. So in 3 to 5 years, where's Single Tree going to be on the map?
Well, from a pure business side, I want growth. I want the higher revenue coming in. I want multiple stores possibly. But on the second side of that, again, it's not just about the numbers. I want in 3 to 5 years, everyone in Murfreesboro to know of us, to say, I've tried that and they got great barbecue. Charlie's a great guy to talk to on the truck or whoever's serving. That's where I want to be, is that we become part of the community, just Murfreesboro and barbecue and us, Single Tree. That's where I want to be in 3 to 5 years. And I'd love to be able to expand that into other communities, to be able to, because if we do grow, as you and I have talked about, when we put that new store outside of Murfreesboro, if we ever get to that point, it's going to be a big push to say, how do we get involved in this community? Because every community is different.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I want to see the growth happen, is not only from a top line revenue growth side, from the business mind side, but also the community involvements and how we can contribute back.
I agree. I think all that is spectacular. The one biggest thing I will add to that is, in 3 to 5 years, I want Single Tree to have a name that is not just known in Murfreesboro for barbecue.
Okay.
But I want it to be known as one of the biggest contributors and impactors of our community.
Perfect.
In this county.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to get at, is that definitely barbecue, but how we are contributing to that community.
The barbecue is just how we're going to do it.
That's a funding source.
Yep. We're just going to, the barbecue is going to be the plate.
There you go.
To serve up the amazing involvement in our community. So
love it.
Pretty exciting. So, all right. Well, we will tidy up. We got one more question, randomness question, that I ask every guest that comes and sits across from me.
Okay.
If when you walked into a room or left a room, what theme music should be played?
Well, being the type of introvert that I am, I would rather no theme music, because I don't want anybody to know.
Well, it's got to be something. What song is being played when you walk into a room? If there's theme music that's being played, what is it?
See, that's the problem. Now I'm drawing a blank on I can't even think of a song whatsoever. So,
I was thinking Star Wars.
Star Wars, the Imperial March.
Yeah.
That's me coming into a room.
That's what I was thinking.
You know what? I'm just gonna go with
You're
it.
a Star Wars fan.
I do love some Star Wars, and but the ominous tone of me that doesn't really fit. You know?
No, it doesn't fit at all.
Yeah. You got the Darth Vader look, and you look over and see little old me. It's not gonna be there, but. Just something happy and cheery. That's because that's the personality I try to be. So I'd have to come up with some song that's happy and cheery and just
That's outstanding. Outstanding. Okay. Baby Shark. That's what we're going with. All right.
And get that piped into the truck next time I'm working.
Cue the Baby Shark. Dun, 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 dun.
Love it.
All right. Last story I got to tell you just because it's hilarious. Which you and for the audience, Brent has never heard this story yet because it just happened today.
Uh-oh.
So I'm on the phone with a major distributor. I'll put it that way. And I'm talking to this gentleman, and he's asking me, it's in the very beginning of our conversation, and he's asking me, are you the decision maker in your company? And I said, well, I'm the owner. And he goes, so you're a decision maker? And I said, yes, sir. It's me and my partner, but
yeah,
he's going to go with whatever I say. So, and I'm going to go with whatever he says. So guess what? Yes, you're speaking to the right individual.
There you go.
So he goes, well, I'm on your website, and which one are you? And I said, well, I'm the guy with the big beard. And he goes, oh, is the other person on there? Is that your son?
That is amazing because I'm actually 3 weeks older than you.
I know. I'm like, well, no. He's my partner.
Well, in his defense, it's a really old picture. We'll go with that.
It's 2 years old. Is that your son?
That's your son. So
yeah.
We're still going to go through business with them, right?
Yeah, I'm not. Look, I'm not going to hold that as a grudge. I know I look old. I get it, but I was like, wow.
It's the Santa Claus gray, man. That's all.
Yeah. Well, it's starting to get smoke and turning brown. So, yeah. In
I like
spots.
it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good deal. Well, Mr. Brent Odell, I appreciate you joining us for the day. Thanks for giving some context to who Singletree is and what we do.
Had fun.
Don't be a stranger. Come back anytime you would like to join me on a show.
Keep me updated on the sampling, and I'll be happy to do so.
Give you about 6 months notice.
Yeah.
So, look, guys, I thank you guys for joining us today. We're super stoked to get this off the ground. If you want to get involved in helping in the community, you want to get involved in telling your story, please reach out. You can get me at charlie@singletreebbq.com. You can call my cell at 615-3 what is the number? 307-0120. All of the things. Please like, share, and subscribe, and check out future episodes. We got some great entrepreneurs and local business owners coming on here in the near future. Looking forward to a very bright future for Singletree Nation and Singletree Barbecue.
Love it.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
We'll check you out soon.